The sound of the final buzzer means it's...
What is up, everybody? You know by that music, you know what it means. It means that there has been a Light Skin Opinions takeover of Hangover Time tonight in honor of Martin Luther King Day. It's fucked up because we should have had the day off because we're black, but whatever. You know, they asked us to step up. Black people, just like this past election, you know, in Georgia, we stepped up and we took over. All right, so tonight, you know, bring me back out. We got the cast of Light Skin Opinions. We got my man Parrish. What's going on, Parrish? What you sipping on tonight?
I got some rum and I got some grapefruit juice. Rum and grapefruit.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Taking care of the insides and getting fucked up.
That's very Boca Raton of you.
Yeah. the man with the opinions to the left, the light skin opinions, old big head ass Christopher Mattox. What's going on, my good friend?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all
sipping on tonight?
I got a little Jose Cuervo, a little bit. Yeah.
What, you just taking shots or you mixing or something?
Well, no, it's with a little ginger ale. I was feeling very big boy. Sipping on Cuervo Gold off in the club, drunk is. If you can finish that line, you raw.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway,
the worst.
I know. Listen, I stopped listening to music back in 2002, and I don't regret it. Tiffany Meeks.
I don't regret it.
My right hand. What are you drinking tonight, Tiffany?
No alcohol.
No alcohol tonight?
No alcohol.
After Saturday night with the drip drop game, you done.
I got a 6 a.m. alarm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Listen, so do I, but I still got a little Sprite over here. Siobhan, what are you drinking? I know you got at least one fist on it tonight, or you double fisted on a Monday night.
No, we still got two on the Monday. Robert Mondavi, Sauvignon. That's the only white wine I drink. And then Jim Beam Bonded.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Okay.
To the
I'm
right.
telling you, listen, Siobhan always come through. Listen, she's like my drinking idol. Like I'm trying to be like Siobhan when I grow up. Okay, so we got we got a Heat win, and for some reason we all a little dejected by this Heat win because there's some things that pissed us off. But at the end of the day, the Heat won a game against the Pistons, a team they should have beat without two of their five starters. Okay, two of their best players were out. It's this whole week has been tough. These guys haven't played together a lot. We can make a lot of excuses, but there were some positives tonight. So before we start harping on some of the negatives, if y'all been following my Twitter timeline, I'm lighting people up left and right. I'm pissed off about this game, but I'm gonna go around the horn and I'm gonna ask you guys for some positives and nobody better take Tiffany's because Tiffany gonna have to eat some words tonight. We all do, but Tiffany gonna be the chief among us. I'm gonna start over with you, Chris. We're gonna go clockwise. What was your most positive takeaway from tonight's game?
My most positive takeaway from tonight's game was Kendrick Nunn, man. I'm a Nunn fan. People don't like the man. Ever since we interviewed him at Press Day a million years ago, it feels like, I said, you know what, this guy. But it was good to see him. I like it when he's aggressive with the ball, and it's usually when the team is down, like when they're down in terms of personnel. So I was good to see that. Glad to see that, and hope that it can maybe spark something because we're going to need what he can bring on nights like he brought tonight. That was
Kendrick Nunn had a 18-5. We understood what you meant. He 18-5-3, led the team in plus minus tonight. Played 34 minutes, was one of the leaders on the team in minutes. I believe Brass has a picture of Kendrick Nunn to go with some of Tiffany Meeks' nickname for him. She calls him the Dark Knight. I think it's kind of wow. We should have done that on MLK Day, but it is what it is. We here for the jokes first and foremost. Racism comes second. Parrish, what was your positive for the night?
My positive was Dragic, the Dragon, man. I'm a little skeptical about our point guard play right now. Like we need a little help. And whenever I see Dragic playing well, it makes me feel good. He picked it up when Bam was kind of struggling in the first half a little bit. So I liked it.
Yeah, I mean Dragic 22, 3 and 3 tonight. Missed that free throw late. I need Dragic's numbers on late game free throws. I feel like he misses them all the time, but he did what he's supposed to do. He gives you, and I call, I'm turning to karate right now. I call those relief points, right? he gives sometimes like when shit ain't going right. Yeah. Karate invented basketball, if you guys didn't know. Goran Dragic gives you those relief points, right? In times when nothing's really going right, he's one of those guys when Jimmy Butler is out that can put his head down and get to the basket and get you some points and create something out of nothing. Kendrick Nunn was doing that in the first half of last year and then completely fell off the planet on some Kyrie Irving flat earth shit. I don't know what happened, but he's hopefully tonight, like Chris said, is a precursor of something more. Honestly, I was going clockwise, but I'm going to you last, Tiffany Meeks. I'm going to you last because you got some crow to eat. Siobhan, what was your most positive thing from tonight?
I'm gonna say Goran also, and I just appreciate his steadiness. I still think we're asking too much of him. It's good to see that he's going to give us what he's going to give us. Second string, starting, but we knew that's not any new revelation to us. So I truthfully don't have too much positive. Kendrick was talked about by Chris. I'm gonna say Goran as well, and maybe Tyler. I like seeing Tyler engaged on the sideline. That's always what you want out of anyone that's not currently in the game or in the game at the time. But I hope he can see and sees and pays attention to how impactful he can be, but he can only do what it is that's being asked of him to do. And if we're asking him to play, make, and do all those things, then that kind of is what that is. But I'll say Goran. Yeah,
I do think that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, look at you giving drip drop shine on the bench, man.
I do think there's something to be said for Tyler watching this game and seeing what they're missing and what he could bring to the game if he was playing.
That's
so
why
there is.
My bad, I ain't mean to cut you
off.
Go
ahead.
Because like there's just no ball handling. You saw what was it, Robinson and Kelly Olynyk make like 4 turnovers like back to back in a row.
Like what the fuck were they doing?
It's like what's happening?
Kelly
right
will always get hype. Sometimes the worst thing that can happen with Kelly Olynyk is he hits a couple big shots, and after that he start in and out and down the court and doing all type of crazy stuff. He need to just chill sometimes, But I really think that Tyler Hero was
the slowest in and out.
The slowest in it. That's why it always always getting finger poked.
Pause. Before we get into more of that analysis, Chris, Tiff got her most positive for the game. I need it. Wait. Before we do that, let's show. Where's that picture, Brass?
Oh,
where is
please,
it? There it is. There you go.
Wow.
Cheers.
Tiff, what was your most positive takeaway from the game?
We got a little Mo.
Okay.
Listen, I've been killing him, but
that's the positive she can get. That's all she can say.
He didn't do much on the offensive end, but he did it on the defensive end. Listen, he was engaged, he was moving, his feet were moving, his hands were active. He was out there. I'm not gonna kill him tonight.
He was out there.
Jeremy Grant. He was playing Jeremy Grant. He did drop 27.
Let me jump in real quick there, Parrish, because I agree with Tiffany on this. Is that I thought Mo Harkless would be what Jeremy Grant was tonight. Like I thought not that he would drop 27, but I thought he would be that kind of player. So I agree with your overall difference.
What about his career has ever made you think that he would be?
Talking about?
No, well, what about Jeremy Grant's career? Mo Harkless, like I told you, I watch college basketball. I got a soft spot in my heart. He went to St. John's. That year that he came into the league, he was raw coming into the league. Like he was a dude that had a lot of like
He's still
upside
wrong.
form. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, Mo had. Listen, we have talked about how many times Mo has had games 0, 0, 0, and 0 with 7 minutes, 4 turnovers, and 8 fouls. Like tonight, he had 3 points. He made his one lone 3-pointer, 3 rebounds. Two rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, and he was second in the team in plus minus. When I will tell, he put up the most resistance to Jeremy Grant on the team of anybody that played. KZ played his 4 minutes. KZ looked bad against Jeremy Grant tonight. I really don't think we can judge KZ a lot off of those minutes tonight. But Mo played Jeremy Grant very well, and he was in there for most of the runs that got the Heat in front and gave them separation.
Well, Mo also started out at the 3. So when they put him in, they put him at the 3. I think being in the right position gave him a little bit more confidence where he felt he could be more active on the court. So
Mo with the triple single.
I'm still trying to figure out where and what part of Mo Harkless' career you figured he was going to come to Miami and give you 18 and 10.
No. I didn't think he was going to give you 18 and 10, but I thought the way that we're on here right now, I'm so shocked that y'all are lauding Jeremy Grant like this. Like, Jeremy Grant is a really glorified role player.
We're not lauding him. He had a good game,
bro.
We're lauding him because we're like, oh my gosh, he did a great job against Jeremy Grant. Like,
he's a top 15 scorer in the league right now.
But he also was like the 8th man in Denver last year.
Look how many people Denver had. They was just playing everybody.
That's kind of my point. Like he looking raw against us.
Mo Harkless wouldn't be doing this in Detroit. I tell you that.
You're exactly right. That's my disappointment. I thought Mo Harkless would fit into the way we play. Like I thought he would be a backdoor cutter kind of guy, like a slasher who you could catch and you know what I'm saying. Somebody's driving, he's coming. I didn't anticipate all that. I thought he could give us a good strong, 10, 12 points, but. Nah,
you ain't never gonna be a scout, Chris. If that's your, if that's your reason.
It's interesting though. Over the summer, you hear that like he turned down more offers to come here on the promise that he was going to have like a significant role in what we do, but
he did. He started.
I don't know, like who lied in that transaction, huh?
They didn't lie to him because they made him the starter. He started the first 4 games.
I think Siobhan need to go out and come back in.
Yeah,
they gave him an opportunity to go, but it's just showing that his game. I thought he had the right game for it because to play like if you look at a lot of the guys who get off for us, Kendrick Nunn is his best when he's got 3-4 dribbles at the top of the key on that pick and roll. He can go either way and pull up. Tyler Hero, pull up jump shooter. Duncan Robinson, catch and shooter. I thought that Mo Harkless would be a guy who could just slash, you know what I'm saying? Fill open spaces, catch and do something, but who is doing that, and I wish he would have done that from the first quarter, is Bam. When Bam is at the elbow, when he catches at the elbow, I'm like, you don't have to wait till the third quarter to get your little jab step, jumper off. Like
my positive for tonight, and then I'm going to go straight into Bam slander because I hold this man in high regard. He's a max player, so he needs the praise, and he also needs the criticism. But my man came through with 28, 11, and 5 tonight, 2 steals and a block. All right, so at the end of the game, fourth quarter, hitting jumpers, hitting free throws, clutch free throws, and that's something that needs to be said for Bam. The fact that, at the end of a game, last possession, your center can get a rebound, get fouled, and go down to the other side and hit 2 free throws, and you're not even worried about him. Like my man can shoot free throws. That jumper is nice right now, but I'm starting to think he's relying on the jumper too much, and there are too many times during the game where he is passive. And I think and Jimmy Butler does this too, right? He gets passive during the game, gets to the rim and passes out. And we have a few plays of some of the things that our complaints about Bam and Brass. I don't know if you have these queued up, where he's getting to the rim or getting a shoulder in front of a guy like Mason Plumlee, and instead of going all the way to the basket, getting fouled as a good free throw, he's kicking out. I don't know, Brass. All right. Can't take Mason Plumlee off the dribble. It's okay. Oh, you're in the paint. Oh, look, Harkless. Oh, noted rim defender. Mason Plumlee got to kick it back out. What the fuck are you doing?
Hand up as he enters the paint. He didn't even call for it.
No.
Because he doesn't have a post game. That's he's not a post player.
That's an NBA problem, man.
Right but here's the difference: when you're playing the Pistons, you don't need it. Get that damn ball and go to the hole.
But that's an NBA Plumlee. That's a big man problem. It's not just Bam, and that's if you watch Joel Embiid play, you see him taking jumpers for no fucking reason,
but
man. Like
he
what
has
he doing
a back to the basket game.
But he has a back to the basket.
It's not very good though. Even
but he
this
has
isn't very good.
It doesn't matter if it's very good. If you can get somebody on your shoulder and get into the paint, they're gonna foul you. It doesn't matter.
My thing is if he has a free run, and we have another one. You have a free run to the rim. You got your shoulder past Mason Plumlee, and look what happens. Go ahead, Brass. Oh, wrong one. Go ahead.
That's the same clip. Let me pull it up. Let me keep talking.
I think Bam is not going to be your. He's a hybrid player. So you got to give him those little jump shots. They got to be around 10, 15. Like he's got to look to take those.
That's all bigs now, man. I just feel like it's an NBA problem.
No, it is.
Change, man.
They all want to everybody wants to shoot.
Yeah.
The issue that I have with, go ahead, Siobhan.
I feel like the hybridization though can't just be it needs to be a steady dose of one aspect of the offensive repertoire and the other. It can't just be finesse and jump shots. Like, yeah, okay, so he has that mid-range, he has that pull-up, we got that, but even as a stretch four or whatever, you need like face up. You don't have to have a back to the basket. Face up and attack these dudes. He is quick off the first step. He's twitchy. There's no reason for him to be just gifted so much space. They are disrespecting the fuck out of him every single time he steps on the floor, and it's embarrassing and it's nauseating to watch.
He's getting that early Giannis treatment. He's getting that early. They like, let me see what you.
But he killing him with that jumper. Right. But my thing is, let that jumper set up some drives to the rim for you. You are faster and in some cases stronger than these big slow motherfuckers that are guarding you.
But let's think more agile than these big bitches.
But the big man, the big man doesn't play like the big man used to play. Like the Shaq game is over. Like,
but we're not asking for the Shaq game. I'm asking Bam for the Jimmy game.
But but we forget about Bam sometime. Bam, when he was at Kentucky, he was a role player. He came last year. He was a super glorified, best case scenario role player. What we're talking about is a mentality. When I texted you during the game, this is one of those games. There's a lot of COVID games where if you a guy like what Jeremy Grant is doing, if I'm on a team, people are sick, stuff is happening, nigga, I'm getting off. Like
you talking about
Jeremy Grant, the COVID all-star right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's
our boy Precious, man. That's Precious.
You supposed to go. You supposed to get off, dog. That's why Tyler Hero is like leading everything for us. When the roster is depleted, why not? You getting millions of dollars. You on TV. It's Martin Luther King Day. Come through and wreck, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Bam is in his mind. That ain't coming even into his mindset until
he needs to have the Starberry mentality.
Yeah. But isn't that what I find that funny sometimes? Like we laud dudes who are like that, like Kobe and them and Dame Lillard, like these killer dudes. But then every now and then you got to be able, like what Siobhan was saying about if you got to have a balanced skill set. You also got to be able to be like, hey, look, like I'm gonna be the man tonight, cuz like if you've ever been on any team where you looked around and you're like, oh snap, I might low key be the best person here. Like
I've never had that problem. Not even on podcast.
I could just imagine you in like middle school with that game, and you look around. You was like, "Oh shit, I'm the best nigga out here."
Middle school,
and you know everything.
Summer league.
Okay, we do have.
It's over, nigga. It's over.
We do have we have the clip of Bam when he got the shoulder past Plumlee, and these are the plays where I want to see Bam just go ahead and take advantage of his athleticism.
We've been talking.
Is this the?
Oh, look, Bam's got a layup. What the fuck are you doing?
Didn't even look at the basket.
He's
didn't
moving
even look at it.
predetermined.
We should start doing
everything.
commentary
He
during the
drove
game.
with
That was
intention
great.
to kick that shit out.
Right. If you catch the ball that low and you get
Every
into the
intention to kick
paint,
it out.
you got to go to the basket.
But
Let
you
me
always
play
see that
devil-
extra pass shit now, man, because they're always looking for the higher percentage
That's
shot.
what I was about to
Take
say.
a
Let
three
me play devil's advocate
The
right there.
three is
You
not the
want-
higher percentage if you at the basket already.
I understand
On
that.
that-
Not
if
if
you
they're always making the extra pass.
But on that particular play, Bam gets by him. He's in a kind of awkward position. That was going to have to be a super finesse layup.
Not if he was
You
looking
want
at
that?
the basket. Not if he was looking
And now
like
if he was looking at
Siobhan.
the basket. Exactly.
Siobhan, you said
Yeah, he's moving
he
too
was drifting
fast.
towards the
He's
3-point
moving
line
too
before.
fast.
Yeah.
When he caught it, he knew
Before
he was
he
going to
even-
pass it. He was already ready to pass it
Exactly.
when he caught it. He
Okay.
never thought.
So
Chris,
he was
argue this.
he was moving too slow or too fast.
This is Siobhan's clip.
Mhm.
Like argue this one. Argue this shit. Why didn't he take it to the hole in the bonus at this point? Let's go. Or they weren't in the bonus. Never mind.
Now you
Drip
accelerate.
drop, by the way, from Moose. Moose is here. Drip drop.
Oh yeah, I remember this play.
So, oh my. So
Yeah.
it breaks down and then
Yeah.
eventually reforms itself.
And he's still
they
not looking to
have
go.
a chance,
Nope.
and he's still not looking to get to the basket, man. What's up? And now we got 3 seconds, and it's this like gorgeous finesse, graceful ass jump shot. But why did it have to be all of that?
Mhm.
It really didn't. And my thing is, something like Frankie was arguing with me. I want to show that clip again because Frankie was arguing with me that Plumlee isn't the only guy in front of him. Yes, there are other Pistons guys and Pistons players in front of him. There's only one guy
Now,
with a chance to
that's
stop
when
Bam.
Right.
There's
That's
only
when
one-
he was supposed to- when he got to half
Exactly.
court, he was supposed to accelerate.
And if what happens is the rest of the Pistons collapse to
Right
stop
here is
him,
where he really got to get it right
yeah,
there.
this is
And then-
I don't know what the fuck's happening right here.
And then even as Kelly drifts out to the left, Bam still has
See,
that
this
like
is where you
straight
need a
line
point guard.
dive
What's
around the
happening? What is
middle.
this?
Exactly.
That was a mess. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's when you need a point guard.
You beat the Pistons with that trash.
But that's the
But
thing.
what you
end
guys
up-
are saying about Bam, though, it's just the mentality has changed. Everybody's looking for the shooter at that point. He's looking
But
for the 3-point shooter.
he's also playing what I think is his ultimate role in his team. Like he looks at himself as the hub, the fulcrum. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't look at himself as the go-to guy. He's like, my job is to be here so y'all can cut off
You
me.
get paid.
The
You
fulcrum,
get
pass
paid.
off.
He's still
You
looking
getting
for the
paid like the
open
go-to
3-point
guy.
shot. Yeah, for sure.
You
He's
get
still
Being
looking for the
paid like
jumper,
the
though.
go-to.
You get
But
paid like the go-to
Even
guy.
so, here's my thing. Even if you want to set up your teammates, the way you set up your teammates there is take 1 to 2 more dribbles, let the defense collapse,
And then
and
dish it.
Kelly had. But you bailed out because Blake Griffin took one half-hearted step towards you. You passed it. First of all, E. Reed been killing Blake Griffin all game. Told you this nigga got no knees. He told you.
All night.
Everyone's been trying to tell you
Yeah.
Blake Griffin's wash. Blake Griffin takes a step towards Bam Adebayo, and that the threat of that athleticism has him passing it off to Kelly Olynyk on the
Well,
break.
But it's not even that athleticism. Part of it is he's not comfortable with his full game yet. Like he ain't really there yet.
Well,
he can catch it.
I
he
mean,
can move
he
it,
should be. That I think that's a cop out because he should be a little bit more comfortable than that. Like
But we keep
Alf is
saying
right. He
that.
should have gone. He should have gone. Alf and Tiff. All of you. Everybody said the same thing. We all correct. He should have taken that further.
But we've seen it. We've seen it, Parrish. When he does
And
it, it's effective.
even in the pass out to Kelly still finds a way to create what ends up being like a 3-on-1 situation, like a really bad weave, and he still does not take that straight line dive to the basket. Like there are a lot of those types of stuff, like just the same types of instances that just keep happening.
But it's sloppy.
I mean, they're playing. The Heat have been playing sloppy for the past 8, 9 games. I mean, it's been a minute since I've seen a really clean. game.
The whole season.
Did they have 27 turnovers the game before last or 2 games ago? It was
They've
But
had
this
20
happens-
turnovers in a bunch of games.
This happens in Heat seasons. The Heat go through this in their seasons, and Eric Spoelstra has this happen to his teams. As a coach.
Say
Where you
Spoelstra
get
one more
little
time.
periods.
No, wait, stop.
Spoelstra.
No, say it the way you always say it.
But this is a Spoelstra. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga got a whole degree staying Spoelstra. I'm a college
That's part of
dropout.
it.
Spumoni.
I have to always say in my mind, people call him Spo, Coach Spo. 'Cause I'm like, Coach Spo.
Not Spalletti.
Listen, it ain't.
There is a play that.
Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Al.
There's a play that Brass does have where we can move on from Bam, where that does show why Bam is still a max player. You got that, Brass? Once again, you got him guarding a perimeter player. Send that shit the fuck back.
That's that D.
Kept it in pause. Kept it in bounds like Ewick, like Tony used to say. Keep it in bounds, Ewick. But I mean, that's the reason Bam is a max player is yes, he has the offense, he has some offensive skill set. There's a lot of things that he can grow into, but at the end of the day, your center can go out on Jeremy Grant, guard him on the perimeter, and lock his ass the fuck up like he did Jason Tatum in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I really want people to understand that I'm not saying Bam doesn't deserve his contract, but what I will do is, like we say on Light Skin Opinions, yeah, we voted for Biden, but we gonna hold his feet to the fire now that he's in office.
But see, honestly, like we're getting on Bam, but I think it needs to be more on the coach in this situation. Like that coach, that's Spo, man. He's got to get in his ear and be like, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to go. Because we're assholes on the couch coaching from the sidelines. Like where's Spo? Like where's Spo at?
I think that's already happened. I think it happened last year. I think it's happening now. But he's got to put it together. It's it happens when you want it to happen. Nobody can make it.
I want to give.
We know that happened. That happened in that contract meeting. There's no way the contract was discussed without the implication that all right, like you have our full back end. Like you have to put it all together. There's no way he doesn't know that he has that.
Bam is a boxer who knocks people out with body shots. Like if you like, he's not a you got your boxers who come out, they head hunt, they clean people or whatever. Like the block on Tatum, the clip that you just showed, he's going to be that kind of star. He ain't gonna come out and just what I'm saying. He's gonna wow you with these little things, and he gets the money because at least in that one instance, he proved that those little things can win you a ball game and win you a playoff series by extension. You feel me? So I don't want to rag on Bam about that either, but I look at the basketball game. I'm looking for player development. That's one of the things I like to watch with it, and I see him developing. And he is, but all these clips that we pointed out are just these little instances where it's not natural yet. Like that clip that Siobhan showed, he's thinking about it, and that's why he's not moving to it. He's not even noticing that Plumlee isn't playing up on him. Because he's so in the all right, let me move to next read. He's not yet on the full instinct on the offensive end.
What? Okay, so like this is what I think a responsible fan, and if you want to call us analysts, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Irresponsibly, what you do is yes, you laud the guys for the positives, but you still call out the negatives. We're not calling them trash. Right. Like E. Reed was calling Blake Griffin trash all night. And that's my next thing I want to go around the horn with. But before we do that, y'all start sending questions. We're going to start taking questions for the last 10 minutes. Remember, follow Light Skin Opinions on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube page. That's me, Chris, and Parrish. We had Siobhan on LSO Sports the other day. We're going to have Tiff on. We break down pop culture, politics, music, culture, everything. It's not safe for work. Don't let your kids listen to it. But we have a good time with that show. If you enjoy this, you'll enjoy Light Skin Opinions.
I started posting it on YouTube, and there's a section when we post, is this for children? And I have to check no.
Yeah.
So we're not for kids. So
it's not for kids. There's a lot of N bombs, F bombs, a lot of bombs on that show. But
speaking of bombs, you were Blake Griffin. You were saying?
Okay, so we're gonna go around wrong answers only. What did Blake Griffin do to Eric Reed? That guy that has him so upset. Started with Parrish.
Can I go first? He fucked his daughter. He had to fuck his daughter because Jesus Christ.
This is why you go
night, bro.
All
night.
Roasting him. Bro, we've had episodes of Light Skin Opinions where we ain't roast each other like he roasted this nigga. He straight up was like, this nigga's trash. No offense, but this nigga's garbage at basketball now.
He pulled up a diagram. He put up a diagram like, his best season was his first season, but it's been a downhill road ever since. I'm like, God damn.
And he been doing it since Saturday. Every time that nigga touch the ball, this nigga used to be good, but he's straight up garbage now. Like every time.
I'm gonna give you a real world Eric Reed conspiracy theory. You know how Eric Reed and them be down here doing all these
drip dropped on his daughter.
That's disgusting, and this is why tune into light skin opinions.
Eric Reed is always throwing these little galas and stuff down here. You know, like you watch the Sun Sports broadcast in the halftime show. It's always him doing something. I feel like he booked, Blake Griffin was supposed to donate some money or something like that. He never shows up. And I can see Eric Reed on the phone. Blake, where are you? Where are you?
He probably Blake Griffin one of the bubble ass sneakers he be wearing. Not even signed. Just a pair of size 18 Bobo a pair of size 18 British Knight.
He sent Eric Reed over like a used Kia Sportage. He's like, here, auction this off.
Tiff, wrong answer. No. Siobhan, you got one?
It almost wasn't professional anymore.
It was
borderline almost unprofessional.
No, it wasn't. He said that man was old as hell, and then says he's the oldest 31-year-old I've ever seen.
And then he said no disrespect.
Yes.
So that's when you knew it was disrespect.
And then he brought up Derrick Rose. He was like, Derrick Rose has had injury struggles too, but look at him tonight.
He can move.
He's had more fouls than points tonight. I'm like, Jesus.
He's like, this broke down ass nigga can't do shit.
Jesus.
I'm telling you, Blake Griffin owe that man something, Mark. Or he hit him with the Coming to America. You know that scene where Eric LaSalle throws the milkshake at Eddie Murphy. Like, take care of this.
He thought Eric Reed was a towel boy one time.
He's like, here you go, Eric. Like,
Eric Reed came out to him like, I'd like to get some comments before the game. And he was like, take my towel, man. Go wash these drawers.
By the way, that is one of the most,
cup, man.
That is one of the most disrespectful scenes in all movies, and I love it because the milkshake that he throws at Eddie Murphy, like that cup is already like soggy, like it's like the worst cup ever because it burst on impact. Like, imagine if somebody threw a milkshake at you.
They're smiling.
Oh man,
Blake Griffin threw a milkshake at that man.
We need to take some questions.
Okay, Siobhan, you get the first question because we didn't even get to the we didn't even get to your wrong answer only. If he lost today, how many of y'all will be hitting the panic button? Would you be hitting the panic button, Siobhan?
I mean, I don't know if I'm calling it panic because I've been saying the same things. Like, if they would have lost today, it would have been just a further highlighting of all of the things that I feel like I felt about them for a little while now. Too much panic ensued in me. I would have just been like, yeah, no, this is what we are. This is what we look like. So we should have lost. Like, we shouldn't have had to play them that close, even with Jimmy and Tyler out.
I think with a win, we're hitting the panic button, Chris.
Panic button?
I'm not hitting the panic button.
Y'all ain't been.
I'm not hitting the panic button. Like this team, the team that played tonight is our G League All-Star team. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these dudes would never see the court if we had our proper team. You feel me? Like KZ
the court.
I mean, like, honestly,
we only missing Jimmy.
I was gonna say we weren't that far off from our full strength team. We overachieved last year. I know. I'm gonna get in trouble talking like this on the show, but we overachieved a little bit last year. Like, so
we know that.
We did.
My expectations are not the same. Like my expectations for this team are different, especially because honestly, I don't feel like we're as good as we were last year. We lost Jay Crowder, which was,
but that's only because our last memory of last year is what happened in the bubble. The team that we're looking at right now, we had the same situation going on during the actual season, trying to figure out who was playing, trying to figure out the same situation we're in now.
Kendrick Nunn was last year, though.
But Kendrick Nunn was our best player for like the first 3 months of the season.
Last year, like regular season, they were one of the top 2-3 offenses in the league.
Tyler
And,
Hero's better
Whether
this
we're better
year.
or
regardless of that,
whether
there
we're
still
better or
was a
not,
sense of
everyone
like
around us
incompleteness.
is better.
everyone
That's
else
true.
did get better, but we're not losing to those better teams.
That's not true.
Listen, let me say this. Like, people excited about this win tonight think that Biden being president is going to change anything. Like, there's systematic change that, like, it's shit has got to happen. It's got to happen. But whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't forget what happened last time was they took all of these disparate dudes, put them in one place, and they all gelled and they all bonded. Then we was happy. The season was over with. Everybody went their separate ways. And now as they come back, it's not quite like the same. You feel me? Like there's going to have to, the team is decent enough as it is to compete. But like Siobhan said, when you play in the Nets, I mean, come on. I have no fear of the Milwaukee Bucks whatsoever. I have no fear of really anyone else except the Nets. And
You're
it's going to take
Milwaukee. Milwaukee got better.
a little bit.
I don't think they did.
Milwaukee
I really
got better,
don't.
and we got worse. Like by small increments, but by increments.
But even if it's just the increments, I still feel as if we got the book on Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like we got the book on him.
Tiff, go ahead.
All of this is predicated on Jimmy's Tom Thibodeau knees. That's what all of this is predicated on.
That is true.
It's too much.
We're not acting like Jimmy ain't walking like Uncle Festa after games. Like we he looked old as hell.
We put Jimmy gave us everything he had last season. Like Jimmy, and I love Jimmy Butler, but I expect him to be on a downward decline for the rest of his career at this point. So I
wonder if sometimes some of this COVID stuff, like it's just kind of a way to let somebody get a little rest. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, look at you with a conspiracy theory.
We contact trace you. Oh, because we contact trace you, just sit down for 3 weeks.
We can't afford rest.
2 weeks. I feel you.
Well, this has been my argument all season long, right?
What's our record?
We're 4-6, 4 and something.
That's
5 and 7.
Early to panic. It's 10 games into
It's not about panicking. It's about realizing that there's issues with this team that I've been saying going into the season. Is that with a shortened offseason, you're relying too much on a guy like Jimmy Butler, who is oft injured, right? Now to beat the Pistons, because there's a couple injuries, you have to start going Dragic and play him 30+ minutes. Like the Heat need another guy who can go and get you some buckets. Let
me counter that.
Tyler Hero's still learning.
He is, but if you remember at the beginning of last season, these were all the same problems. Kendrick Nunn was our best player. Everybody thought he was the world's best rookie. It was true, bro. I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was. He was leading. He was the highest scoring rookie for the first 3 months of the season. Yay or nay? Yay. Tyler Hero gets a lot of play time. Why? Because we didn't have anybody else. So when you say we need another guy, we don't always need another guy.
We had Jimmy and Dragic at the beginning of last season,
bro, but they was not.
They were our best players.
Of these people on here, other than Parrish, Kendrick Nunn was averaging 25+ for the first 3 months of the season. Yes,
no, he wasn't. He wasn't 25+.
How much?
He was over like 18.
Nunn came out of nowhere.
Oh my God,
that was unexpected. You can't count on that.
But that is my point.
And Nunn is falling
off.
Talk
about, but he's a player who we acquired, who we developed.
No, okay, so
sometimes when y'all hit me with this, we need another guy. Sometimes you just need to let the game play out.
Everyone needs to understand. Everyone needs to understand that Christopher Mattox believes that you should grow your own players.
San Antonio. You really should be a San Antonio fan.
He's a nigga in Brooklyn trying to grow a tomato garden to feed his family. Like he homegrown. You do not shop around. Like you do not bring it. He was against the trade.
Me and you have had this argument before with the Heat.
Anybody that we drafted,
you end up chasing any player that becomes available. You end up chasing anybody who you could get a small whiff of. You end up chasing around. Look how we following around behind the center Bradley Beal, as if anybody's got any. Look how we chased around behind James Harden. Meanwhile, the players who are on our team, we acting like these people don't exist. And the ones who we love, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, these guys came up out the mud with us. Tyler Hero, of course, we drafted, but coming out of Kentucky, he wasn't supposed to be. Nobody thought he was going to be the guy who he is now, who's literally the linchpin of our fucking team. y'all be rushing too much with the let's get another guy. Sometimes getting another guy don't always work. That ain't
I
no
wouldn't
guarantee.
call him the linchpin of our team. I would
wouldn't
say.
either.
Oh my gosh, y'all are such clowns. Is he not leading the team in scoring, minutes, assists, and all that stuff?
Yeah, because he's the only one been healthy all year.
He's not
Therefore,
our Tim Duncan, bro. I need you to get over this. He's not our
Do y'all
Tim
not know what the term linchpin means? It means whether it's anybody else's.
I don't want you
or
using
not.
the term lynch at all on a day like today.
Honestly, he's not even to us what Ja Morant is to Memphis. He's just not. He's just not. No, he's not at all.
But
I like
a
Hero.
Terrible equivalency. Like he doesn't have to be that.
Well,
didn't they get drafted the same year?
But Ja Morant was like the number 2 player.
It doesn't matter. That's a bad comparison.
And
I'm just saying that's what Chris wants him to be, though. He wants us to treat Tyler Hero like he's Ja Morant, and he's just not. We're not trading Ja Morant under any circumstances. Under any circumstances, should never trade Ja Morant. Tyler Hero is tradable, and I love him, but he's tradable. He wants to act like he's not.
I don't even love him.
Well, he's the guy averaging 26.
I don't even love him.
Whether he's tradable or not.
Tiff, I want on this team who's untradeable, in your opinion?
Who's untradeable? Bam and Jimmy. That's
it.
Exactly.
Because people would come there to play with Bam and Jimmy. Ain't nobody calling talking about I want to line up next to Duncan.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. The rest of them guys are tradable, bro. We like them. They do what you do. Be good for us. But if we can get somebody better, you got to go. It's a guy.
Y'all tell me who's lined up to come. Who? Giannis re-upped. Who else?
Well, no. We're not saying. That's what
I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
You're confusing fantasy trades with actual transactions. Like it don't matter how much you act like we hurting these niggas' feelings by coming up with shit in trade machines.
No, we ain't talking about that. My question was who? Y'all was talking about we need somebody else. I'm saying, tell me who.
We should get. I think we should try to get Victor Oladipo. Like Rockets, I think Rockets are going to try to move Victor Oladipo.
They are going to move him because he's not staying. So
I think that he should.
And then you get Victor Oladipo, and Victor Oladipo is a lateral move.
Whoa, Siobhan.
He is not
it's a lateral move.
I want defense.
Siobhan Chris out here calling Victor Oladipo a lateral move.
What did I say?
Martin Luther just rolled over.
let's put it in context like this. How much more extra wins is Victor Oladipo going to get you on this team?
Over who?
Who we trading to get him? Like I'm not saying
whoever over Tyler.
But see, the thing is, we don't have to trade
whoever.
Tyler. I mean, we might have to, but it's not we don't have to trade.
My point is, whether you keep Tyler Hero, whatever, you add Victor Oladipo to the team you got right now. How many more wins you getting with this?
How many wins?
Victor Oladipo would be our second most consistent scorer.
Great, fantastic. I'm asking you how many wins. Fantastic.
He actually plays defense. He plays defense. He'd be the only guard on our team that can play a lick of defense outside of Avery Bradley.
And I'm asking you again, how many wins that translate to, my G?
I don't know what that quantifies. I don't know what that translates to. What that translates to is as far as wins. But you cannot. There's no way that you believe that any move that will be made to acquire Vic will be a lateral move. And okay, so even if that is what you do, okay, so then you don't. So then you package for PJ. You get Vic and you get PJ and you get the most potent of possible salves at both of your issues right now. You get a dynamic guard who can you get a dynamic guard who's going to give you buckets that will also give you tenacity and energy and effort defensively, and you get a big stocky motherfucker who's going to sit in the corner and be consistent with the three and can guard up. He gives you what Jay gave you and more, and then you bring that with Vic. That takes there's no way possible that even just Vic by himself is not a lateral move. And at that point, and it is still 10 games in, but like the issues that are the issues, and something needs to be done. And I think that the Vic plus PJ is the move. You asked Tiff who her untradables were. My untradables are Jimmy, Bam, and for right now, one of KZ or Precious. One of the two of them is going to give you something else in length and size with the potential to fill out even more. We've seen KZ, even in Spurs, against the Pistons, give you something a little more offensively, and we've seen what his defensive numbers look like.
Y'all
One
really
of the two of them. And
But if they gotta go, but if they
gotta go, then they can go too.
Let me ask y'all something. Quick, this is a quick one. Does Precious make sense in the starting lineup next to Bam?
Is Bam shooting the threes?
No, he's not.
Then no.
I'm concerned they can't play that to have. And okay, I'm talking about until Jimmy gets back.
Oh, okay.
Because they have. If you can't start Kelly, Duncan, and Tyler together, like
Right.
it's, or you can't, or Gabe Vincent, or Kendrick Nunn, or Goran Dragic, like there's too many. It's like three bad defenders, and you got Bam out there. Like, what the fuck, my nigga? Like, I can't do it all my damn. That's why, and I think that's part of the reason why Bam looks bad offensively, because the defensive toll is too heavy on his shoulders sometimes. Like, does it make sense to have Precious out there? Maybe they can get a rebound.
I mean, you could definitely argue it depending on matchups, like who they're playing. Like if you just wanted to go super athletic, scrappy, you know what I'm saying, running and flying around, you could make it happen. The offensive end, like Tiff is saying, is where you're going to have a bit of a log jam. You know what I'm saying? Because
them niggas occupy the same space.
The exact same space.
Look at what I said. That's a terrible fucking idea.
I don't know, but I think if you're gonna have one of them offensively, if you can have Bam stay down low, I think Bam needs to develop. He really develop some post.
There's gonna be two guys on Bam because who's gonna go out to guard Precious? They're gonna treat his ass like Ben Simmons.
But I guess who else is starting right now? Who else is starting right now with
Kelly? And you got to guard Kelly on the perimeter.
Because I think we need to open it up. Just have shooters out there, man. Have Bam. Have Duncan. Have Olynyk and Dragic. Have them three out there.
And you can't have Kelly.
And that's an Olay right to the rim. That's an Olay to the rim.
That's true. I'm just trying to think. I was thinking offensively because
it was a dumb question.
We're giving up 300 points a quarter.
That's true. That's your starting lineup.
I'm taking the L on that.
I'm trying to answer your question.
Right? I don't know why. You guys all just told me I was fucking stupid for even suggesting such a thing.
How much more we got left? Because I'm out of juice.
Go ahead, we got about 5 minutes if you want to make a refill.
I mean, I can get that in.
Schmeeth and Schmolnick asks,
who is
y'all want this team to trade for Kevin Porter Jr. or not?
Crazy buddy? Nah.
Needs to be in the group chat. It's Schmeeth and Alex.
Schmeeth has got to be in the group chat because they've been talking about that shit all day.
I didn't know he was. Listen, I didn't know who the kid was, and I didn't know he was wilding out like that.
Yeah, he's a high drafted dude. He's supposed to have a lot of great potential and one of them tweener guys, but I don't know, man. You getting kicked off teams, you crashing cars, you flipping whips, like I don't know, son.
You throwing cans of soup.
You know, back in the day in the 90s, they would have sent him to Houston to work with John Lucas. You know what I mean? John Lucas would tell him about his years of being on drugs, and that would change his life. But nowadays, I don't know who fills that role now. Who do you send your knuckleheads to now?
You sent him to Udonis Haslem.
Oh, well, yeah.
But then they still got Deion Waiters taking gummies on players. The new generation hit different. You know what I'm saying? I done been in clubs with Udonis Haslem, so it's hard for me to, take advice. I'd be like, I seen you, nigga. I know what you out here doing. Anyway,
you see this question in here. KZ looks good when he plays. Why doesn't Spo? He does. Do y'all think we putting too much into KZ out, Paulo? Like, because we've been so anxious to see him play.
To put into.
I mean, I feel you.
That's our hope.
You know me, I'm all about developing the young people, but I'm also.
That's our hope bucket.
I also don't want to put too much on him that he can't bear.
Man, at some point, this is your job. Show the fuck up.
No, that's true.
I'm sorry. At some point, like tonight, he had foul trouble. I get it.
Yeah.
You sound like you're giving that advice to Kyrie Irving.
Well, go to work.
Straight up. Parrish went to refill the drink.
I did. You gave me the green light, bro.
We just had Twisted Tapioca give 5 tier 1 subs.
Oh shit!
We're not doing that tonight.
You ain't gonna get us fucked up tonight.
Alf, give that
Wait,
shout out.
Shout out Twisted Tapioca.
one.
Go
I
ahead.
need one.
Tiffany gonna take a drink. I'm done over here.
That's why I refilled. What are we doing? We missed it. See.
Go ahead.
Parrish, go ahead, Parrish.
I'm gonna make.
Parrish refilled with a full glass.
I did.
I'm gonna make another drink. Chris, you're hosting the show.
Y'all don't want me hosting the show.
You got it. You got the wheels.
You got the wheels, bro.
So but we haven't talked about it all about the Martin Luther King aspect of the day, and I kind of thought we were going to try to slide that in there a little bit. One thing I liked about the Heat broadcast, and it kind of made me upset a little bit, upset for the country and stuff. Did y'all see Alonzo Mourning talking about the whole struggle of making it? And I've heard that story, and I know that John McCain opposed it. I know that a lot of really prominent politicians fought it on the grounds that it would be bad for business. But I appreciate the Miami Heat. I'm like, for them telling that story on a broadcast day, such as this, and it made me feel like maybe they got some decent people in that Fox Sports, whoever arranged all of that. But I think that's low-key. Every time I hear that story, that's fucked up. That you wouldn't want to give Martin Luther King like a holiday. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
McCain fought that for as long as he could.
People forget that. You know what I'm saying?
He was old as shit, past 31.
And
I mean, there's still cities out there that fight giving Martin Luther King a street. Like, I remember
that's what Mourning said that in the thing. He was like, South Carolina was the last state, and I'm like, South Carolina, like, really? And then Alabama and Mississippi on the same day, they celebrate like the Confederate generals and whatnot. And I'm just like, my goodness. And so, but I appreciated the Heat for putting that in their broadcast, because I think it's real easy just to be like, here's another little, vignette of who Martin Luther King was and blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? And gloss over a lot of the other things that, much like Muhammad Ali, this man wasn't fully accepted until it became okay decades and decades later.
86, I didn't know that. 1986 was the first year that it became. That was 2 years after I was born, which was crazy. like damn, that's when it became a holiday, an official holiday.
Welcome to being Black in America, where you walk around and any given day you can learn something that have you be like, oh wow, damn, that shit just happened.
It's not in your textbook.
It's not in your textbook.
When I was born, like that shit, I did not know that shit. I really didn't.
But so Alfred, I don't know if you heard us while you were off and getting re-inebriated, but we were trying to talk about MLK on the MLK Day slate of games, and talking about Alonzo Mourning's little thing where he talked about how the holiday was put together. I think the NBA is one of the closest that you can get to where it's not the I have a dream speech, but a closest you can get to like a meritocracy, to where like we actually get to participate fully. And I feel like they have to do it because of capitalism, because we're going to watch these games. We're going to buy these shoes. Black culture is basketball culture, basically. But I always enjoy the MLK Day games because of that. Anybody else can join in and say what y'all want to say.
Wait, what happened? What did you turn my show into?
Nigga, this is Hangover Time. That jersey is so fresh, but I keep seeing this kid. Is he a real basketball player?
Yes.
Haven't heard her. He plays for the Hawks.
Oh, I thought it was like a joke the first 4 times I saw it. I was like, what? P, you knew that kid was a real basketball player. P, you ain't know that nigga.
Well, maybe that's the first time I've seen that picture all day, so I'm not even gonna.
No, the Atlanta Hawks put that picture out as like, we got 3 days to MLK Day, like to celebrate Martin Luther King Day, and it was like everyone's like,
they put the whitest boy on their team.
No, not the whitest boy on their team, the whitest person in the history of Earth. I know, like Siobhan, I know what they were doing. We got 3 days left.
They could have skipped through. We could have just started keeping count at 2 or whoever.
Like, why couldn't Trae Young do this?
They literally sent a jersey to the Pope.
They did.
No joke. They
really did. I saw the bit.
And he blessed it and everything.
An MLK jersey?
Yeah, super performative.
It has Francis on the back and number 1, and he like went and blessed it and did. I'm not gonna do. I don't know what they do with their hands, but he did whatever they do, and like Yeah, they sent him a whole.
I could not ever see him wearing that.
Hey, this is some wild shit. Like, is that what you aspire to be when you become a Catholic priest? Is that like what you aspire to be, the Pope?
Well, he had a summit, right? He hosted like 5 of them over the summer to come talk about social injustice and how he in the Vatican. No, 5 niggas in the league.
So these like discourses coming.
Did you say 5 niggas in the league? Just
no. Like 5 players. Who was the dude from Minnesota who like got actually like who was arrested and like had like it was a group of them that went and talked to Pope Francis about.
I bet Gordon Hayward tried to get on that trip.
And the Pope said,
I appreciate all of that little stuff though, you know what I'm saying? Especially because we were talking about it. You know, do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's performative, whether it means anything or not,
right?
Do all of that. You feel me? Like keep this man name ringing in culture as long as possible. And you know, so bless whatever jerseys you need to bless. You know, get the buddy from Hoosiers to come and take a picture with the MLK shirt. Do all of that. You know what I mean? I'm here for all of it.
Y'all know how I feel about the co-opting of Martin Luther King and what this damn holiday. This holiday is meant to pacify Negroes, but we won't go into that tonight.
This is for light-skinned opinions, but I just want to I feel like Martin Luther King Day was a bigger deal when I was younger, and it could be because I was from a smaller town with I don't know.
No, it definitely was. It was here too, and maybe it's just because of the kind of parents you. Because I was always at MLK Day parades. You know what I'm saying? I was my mom did that heavy.
It's COVID, and you was a jit. Like you had a color in a picture of Martin Luther King. Like, what are you doing now? Is you 40? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing now? Like, it's Martin Luther King Day. I got it. My girl got a day off, and we went to quarter deck. Like, you know what I'm saying? we didn't do nothing super black or nothing. We just
gotta do nothing super black, but y'all also don't have no little young people under y'all charge.
If I had jits today, believe me, we wouldn't talk about none of the shit, none of the MLK quotes that go on TV. I'm like, here's his quote about socialism, son. Read that, you know.
Because, but that's what's been good about today on the social media front. It's just there's been a lot of sharing of the
pictures that are in color. Like nigga, this shit wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. Yeah,
every color or in color picture of Martin, I'm boosting.
Yeah, I saw that. Like I saw somebody else say that, and I was like, absolutely. Let me share.
For all the really great stuff on social, there's also like this.
Yeah, fuck ice.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Them, fucking beer, get them out of here.
I saw the same thing with Kaylee McEnany and all these folks. Yeah. But that's why just when they have the MLK Day slate of games, I don't know if I should appreciate it as much as I do, but I do. Like, I don't know if I should be like, this is just some old flim flam, you know what I'm saying? A marketing quote. Or should I actually like, you know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like
you sounded so old.
I think that was a good one. Flim flam.
Flim flam and hogwash.
What's interesting sometimes on the MLK Day on the broadcast is like the cities that they'll have playing against each other.
Yes,
like they'll have like Memphis against Atlanta. I'm like, those are pretty, culturally significant ass cities. Like, okay, I see what you did there. That was cool.
Absolutely.
Like, just don't do Boston versus Atlanta. Like, hey,
right.
Boston, y'all sit down tonight. Utah should never play on MLK Day.
It'd be like Boston versus DC.
Yeah, as long as Utah say the fuck off my TV that day.
Boston versus Utah.
Oh wow, that looks so nasty.
It looked like the Rioters versus the National.
We didn't talk about that, but the game was supposed to start at 2:30 originally, and they pushed it back to 8.
It's supposed to start at 3.
That was a COVID. Yeah, it was a COVID situation.
Everything's a COVID situation.
They couldn't get enough. You know what? Let's end the last 5 minutes because we haven't really talked about this much on Light Skin Opinions. How do y'all feel about the NBA even going forward with the season? We had a week last week where the Heat were playing with a bunch of G League guys, Tyler Hero. They had an assistant coach suit up, and they lost 2 games.
They called me, but I was out of town.
Yeah, Siobhan was about to go out there, drop 30.
And I bet you if they did, Siobhan would be like, I'm shooting this thing. I'm jagging it.
Chris Quinn,
out of here.
Chris Quinn got 3 minutes in overtime. What do y'all?
Wait,
Chris,
real quick,
what
before we get to the South, because I don't know if we're going to end on this, we got to talk about a lot of these gifting of tier 1 subs. We got
go ahead.
Hype,
Yes, please.
Vane Hype donated one. I Can Be Your Hero gifted one. We got Brian M gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Vane Hype did another one. Sorry if I'm being too vague here. And then best thing he's done in a while, G Novice gifted a tier 1 sub. So
thanks, G Novice. But
props
what
to
are we
G
gifting?
for finally doing something.
These are
Thank you for asking,
subscriptions.
P, because I had no idea.
These are subscriptions to Twitch. These are
You
how
give
we
subscriptions to other people.
Yeah, and this
Right.
is how we get paid. So we want subscriptions. So
It's like sharing your sick leave. That's cool.
Do I have subscriptions to give away? Like, am I
No,
sitting over here subscription rich? I could just
you have to pay for it.
niggas off with subscription.
Well, if you got everybody who doesn't know, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription. So
really?
yeah, and check out Nightbot. It tells you in the chat how to do it. You go through gaming.prime.amazon. I did it. If I could figure out my old ass, everybody can figure it out. You get a free subscription. Subscribe to Miami Heat Beat on Twitch. You're helping us get paid and support the channel, and you're helping us give you great content like this. An hour after shitty game against the Pistons, we still going strong with, let's see how many viewers. I'm still with 130 viewers.
132. We had like 187 at one point.
Oh yeah, we was doing it big. Then I walked away, and Chris started talking about the cultural impact of Martin Luther King on basketball.
That's what I do, bro. That's exactly what I do.
All those people that left were racist.
Damn
Watch
straight.
Numbers shoot back up.
And G Nava
Fake
says
allyship.
G Nava says he's commissioning emotes this week. So I don't know if anyone understands what that means. Apparently, emotes are a huge thing on Twitch. Like if you are a subscriber, you get special emotes. Like he's gonna make one of me doing this. And you can only get it if you're a subscriber. That's a huge thing on Twitch. The young people love it, Chris. They do.
It's provocative.
Okay.
It's provocative.
We don't know what it is.
It's provocative.
Tim said doesn't know what it means, but it gets the people going.
It gets the people going.
Free advertising. You get good emotes. People want to sub.
Good.
Listen, y'all subscribe, because we're going to be doing LSO Sports. Basically, this show once a week outside of Hangover Time.
I don't know if Moose is still out here, but drip drop.
Drip drop. Who can do a good Moose impression? Drip drop. I can't get you guys keep subscribing. Tiffany will be in a Mo Harkless jersey.
Hey,
that shit is gonna happen. The day once he scores 10 points, we're getting her a Mo Harkless jersey.
That's what it was. That's
that nigga hasn't even. He has not sniffed 10 points.
He couldn't spell it.
No, he couldn't. Yeah, he's nowhere near 10 points, is he?
This was his highest score.
And this I understand. This nigga Chris is like, I thought Mo Harkless was gonna be. Man. Mo Harkless, nigga. We picked up Mo Harkless.
Bro, I thought he was gonna give us a hot dub. Y'all ain't see his good years in Portland? His good years in Portland, he was good for a
He had
strong
one good year in Portland.
He had at least 2-3 good years in Portland, bro. He got a little something to him. Thought so.
And ain't nobody love an average basketball player more than Christopher Mattox, boy.
Y'all the ones out here screaming about go find a guy. That's what happens when you go find a guy. You know what I'm saying?
Maddox thought Harkless was the next Scottie Pippen for Spears.
When he came out of college, I did though. Yeah.
Oh my God, you love an average basketball player.
He was not average when he was not average when he was drafted, because he was he was decent.
How removed are we from that? What year is this?
Yeah, when did he graduate?
I mean, that's about a strong 10 years ago, 10, 12.
Okay.
No, is it even that long? I don't even think it's that long, man.
It's that long, bro.
It's that not long. Shame on him. That's even worse.
He's shooting. Wait. He's averaging half a point a game. He's averaging. That's
a half a point more than me.
7%.
That's a half a point more than me.
Yes. Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
He's shooting 16.7% from the field.
That was his one shot today.
For the season, he has 3 points,
Mo.
2 turnovers.
Mo. The 3 points were today, no?
Yes.
He's made a 3.
7 fouls, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. I'll give him the 5 rebounds.
Okay.
And he's shooting 16% from the field.
And one
did the Heat draft him? He's untradeable. He is untradeable.
And he took a pay cut.
We can develop him.
He took a pay cut to come and be significant for us. I better appreciate more Harkless.
More money.
See, I'm not alone. People
More
gonna pay him
fouls,
more than
more
we pay.
minutes, more fouls. His plus minus is terrible.
The people that were going to pay him more than we are need to send us some money.
That's valid.
Okay. His highest average per season that Chris is talking about is 10 points in 2016 and 2017.
That's what I wanted from him. About 10, 12 points. That's just what I said. That's what I said. That ain't funny to me.
That's not asking too much.
It's funny to everybody else.
If Mo Harkless gave you 10 points a night,
I'll be wearing his jersey.
It'll change the fortunes of this squad a little bit.
You know what?
On Shane Battier's best nights when we was running with Shane Battier.
Shane Battier's gonna come and slap you, Chris.
Shane Battier was giving us 10, 12 points, and we was
but that's when he was on his decline. He was giving us
decline.
And
he was still 3-and-D threat like a motherfucker.
Now we just bigged the man up. Tiff just bigged the man up for playing good defense today.
One game,
but
there's been games where
blasphemy go by, Chris. I'm sorry.
That's not blasphemy because y'all it's such a sliding scale. Why is points from Shane Battier okay, but 10 points from Mo Harkless is
not? It ain't about the points. It's about the complete lack of impact on a game.
Did you say the implete? What?
The complete lack of impact. No. Just because you making shitty points, don't be trying to.
If Mo Harkless could give us 10 points, I would shut the fuck up. Like
I
he
would.
Can't give us 10 points.
Want to shut the fuck up.
I would shut up. I would shut up.
Harkless.
He had one decent game on the defensive end, and I got everybody in my mentions.
Who gonna give us 12 points first? Him or Kendrick?
Kendrick.
Kendrick had 18 tonight.
I know.
Easily Kendrick.
KZ.
Y'all had me back on here when Mo Harkless gave you 4 straight games where he having like 10, 12.
Oh, well, Chris.
Yeah, you will never be back on the show.
Chris. We're never going to see you
again. We're in Brooklyn. I'll holler at you.
Drip drop to the farewell show. Christopher Mattox.
It's good to talk to you, my brother.
Because you ain't coming back.
You ain't be back.
I see you on LSO. Good to have you.
Oh, Bean Pie, my brother.
I'm glad you came by today, my brother.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get down.
You ain't coming back.
No,
you won't be invited back. I'm kidding.
All right. The last thing I want to do is I just want to give. I think we have not talked enough about probably the most steady player on the Heat all season, who has been Duncan Robinson. Like, whether he's scoring big points or not, like, he has been really good on the defensive end. Not great, but solid. But the help defense has been strong. Like, he is one of those guys that helps those undersized fours maintain their defensive principles. Like, he's done a really good job helping guys like Kelly Olynyk not get fucking murked every single game. And he has time and time again hit that timely 3. So I want to give a lot of props to Duncan Robinson. I'm gonna go. I want to go clockwise and just everybody give your last takes of the night, whether it be about the Heat, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, whatever it is. I don't give a fuck because it's an hour in at this point. You still watching? You already know what it is. Go ahead, Parrish. What's your outtake?
I'm gonna say my outtake. I'm gonna say drip drop one more time.
Drip drop.
And then I'm just gonna say I'm happy for a Heat win. The Heat they overachieved last season. I do think the Heat are a playoff team. They're right. What are they? 8? I think they're 9 or 10 right now. I think the Heat can make the playoffs for sure.
They're like 12.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's too early to look at the stats.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't forget I said that. We gotta win. Let's just keep moving forward, keep getting better. Let's get our players back healthy, and then we can really make some serious evaluations. I don't think when's the last time Jimmy played? I feel like I haven't seen Jimmy in a long time.
Jimmy hasn't played in half the games, I believe.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, but like we can't really make any real evaluations till we get the full team back and really playing together. But I just don't want to get so far behind the 8 ball that it's a lost cause. So
they're 3 games out of first. By the way, so
are they really? Well,
yeah, they are.
It's early.
So it's early, but I'm saying at the same time, I just don't, I'm glad for the win because we what was it, like a 4-game losing streak? So I'm just
3
happy for
games.
the win.
Yeah, it's nice. It was nice. It's a good win.
It's a good win. You know what I'm saying? It's a good win.
Siobhan, what do you take away from tonight? Take away overall. If you just want to drop a political hot take, go ahead. Do whatever you want. I do want to say one thing before I let Siobhan talk. Sorry. We talked about it on LSO Sports, but we have not talked about it on Hangover Time. Those jerseys in the back are Siobhan's jerseys. So we all need to remember there's a lot of dudes out here on Miami Heat Beat and Hangover Time talking a lot of shit about basketball. Siobhan has played at the high school, collegiate, and professional level. So I just want to give Siobhan those props. And Tiffany as well has played at some of the highest levels. So of the 5 people on this broadcast right now, remember the 2 people that have played at high levels are the two ladies at the bottom. I played JV, my nigga. Yeah. And this nigga Chris talking about AAU.
I went to Glen Rice basketball camp at JCC growing up.
There you go, baby.
I coached a middle school team to 0 wins one year. I just want to honestly, I think both Siobhan and Tiffany have such rich, great stories. I think we need to tell them more. I think a lot of times we just out here like, Siobhan, what's your take? Tiff, what's your take? And we don't take the time to get in depth to like what they really bring to the table. And we will do that more. But I just want to say that because we have never really brought that up on Hangover Time or Miami Heat Beat. We did it on LSO Sports, but I just wanted to do that real quick. So go ahead, Siobhan. What is your take after I embarrass you and make
I appreciate that. Whenever you want to tell stories, we can. My take is the issues are the issues. Something has to give, and go find MLK's deep cuts. That's all I got.
Yes, please. Stop with the hold hand shit and get down to the nitty gritty what this nigga was all about.
That man is not sleeping in peace. He being used every year.
Every year to pacify black folk, and I'm sick of it.
Malarkey.
Listen, what I want to tell y'all, all the white people that are still tuned in and listening, all 4 of y'all, if you see black people with doing what you think is acting up, and you try to use an MLK quote to pacify us, you are literally going against that man's principles and what he was trying to say. So stop that fuckery, stop that flim flam and that whatever Chris said before, and that flim flam and that gibberish.
That hullabaloo.
That hullabaloo. Tiffany Meeks, who also played the game at very high levels. Remember, I don't be bringing people on the show that don't know shit about what. I need people to understand. Just because you be out here on Twitter following me and talking to me, I don't be bringing people on the show that don't know shit about basketball. I don't know shit about basketball, so I need to bring on people who know what the fuck they talking about, and that's why Tiffany is my right hand. And the only reason Chris is here is because it's MLK Day. But Tiffany knows her shit, played at the highest levels, was recruited by Pat motherfucking Summit. So if you need to know Tiffany's credentials, let that be known right there. She was recruited by the greatest basketball coach in college history. So go ahead, Tiffany. What are your takeaways from tonight or overall?
I'm just going to keep it short. They tried. Just like half of America. That's it.
Thanks.
I love that. Okay, Chris, go. That's my. They tried like half of America. Chris, go ahead, man. LSO LSO Sports Takeover Hangover Time. Chris Mattox is, and I keep fucking with him in his big head. I wish he would use that head to block that shiny ass light behind his ass.
Hey,
but my man is the impetus and the reason for Light Skin Opinions, the host of Light Skin Opinions. If you guys have not checked out Light Skin Opinions, please do. The show is fucking fire. It's funny as fuck. We're doing LSO Sports on the Twitch channel, but go find our YouTube page, subscribe. We're going to be doing live shows every week and then posting them on Spotify, posting them on YouTube. We're doing it big this year. Chris, what are your takeaways from tonight?
My main takeaways are just that I think the NBA players would make Martin Luther King proud. I think a lot of what we've seen out of the NBA this year and last summer, we saw a lot of young men who kind of understand their place in the platform that they have and are not using it, in Siobhan's words, to like be the cookie cutter commercial MLK. But a lot of the guys who we highlight for what the work they're doing is they're in on those deep cuts, and they understand in the way that King understood that this struggle is not just skin deep. Like it's so much ingrained into the culture of our country and our society, and it's going to take that much more work. We talk about it on LSO all the time. Martin Luther King's greatest achievement, as sad as it is to say, was that he made being racist impolitic. He made it being something, he made it something that you had to tuck away and hide. And unfortunately, over the last couple of years, we've seen that start to wear off. So even though we're just talking about basketball, that's why I'm glad we get the opportunity to bring the man's name up and to have conversations like this for people who just came to hear about what's going on with the Heat.
Perfectly said. And I'm not going to add much more to it, but I want all of you, I want everyone who participates in this day and takes this day off and does whatever they do with the day, I really want y'all to really, really look into what Dr. King stood for. There's a lot of these quotes that they pull out that they cherry pick, like I said, to pacify us and to pacify the people and to say that we need to all hold hands with the same people that are subjugating us each and every single day. I want you to really look at what Dr. King said when he said that America is about socialism for the rich and rugged individualism for the poor. Like, remember what the man said. So before you go out here and spout the I have the dream, all hold hands, remember what that man said. He was about economic growth. He was about empowerment of people. He was about more than just that I have a dream speech and children holding hands across the world. There's more to it than that. And we are still struggling with this to this day. And like Chris said, there are a lot of NBA players, the Jaylen Browns, even the Kyrie Irvings. I know y'all mad at my mans. Believe me, he out here doing real work. LeBron James doing real work. This guy's doing that real work to this day. So please, before you guys spout off on some MLK shit, understand what that man was really about. Understand what Malcolm was about. We're going to talk about this on Thursday on Light Skin Opinions. Watch One Night in Miami and understand the gray areas of the civil rights movement and how there are different ways to approach this thing, and there's no real wrong way. And that the civil rights movement, like Siobhan was trying to say, there are color pictures of MLK in Jamaica. This was not that long ago. MLK, if he was alive today, would be the same age as Nancy Pelosi. Think about that.
This is a denim.
I'm doing that. What's that nigga? I'm doing that
meme, yeah.
Yeah, that think about that. He'd be the same. Nancy Pelosi out here running things and we acting like MLK died 100 years ago. He'd be the same age as Nancy Pelosi. It wasn't that long ago when my people couldn't drink the same water fountain as y'all could. So please think about that. Good night. We will see you guys Wednesday night and then Thursday night for LSO. Tune in tomorrow night for Miami Heat Beat podcast. Thank y'all for joining us. We